Doshi joins us now from Singapore. He is an independent energy consultant and the managing director for Doshi Consulting. Tilak, good to have you on the show. All right, this release in the United States is the largest since the reserve was created back in the 1970s. I understand it's 180 million barrels over the next 6 months, so it's about a million barrels a day. But is this likely to resolve the energy crisis?
No, actually, not by a long shot. The amount of oil to be released is certainly significant, uh, but the move to do this approach to release SPR barrels is primarily aimed at the domestic audience with a view to repairing the bad polling numbers that President Biden has had going into the midterm elections in November.
Yeah, he certainly does have a lot of pressure. I mean, he was already dealing with inflation on one hand, and now you have an increase in oil prices. I want to talk to you about the Russian president's decree stating that buyers must purchase Russian gas by using Russian rubles. I mean, from one side, when you look at it, I mean, this is a move that has one objective, and that is an attempt to sort of boost the local currency. What effect do you think is this going to have on the energy market?
It's actually holds tremendous implications for both the global economy and Europe in particular. Um, uh, the motivation for the Russians is to depend less on the U.S. dollar and to depend less on the US and euro as a global reserve currency. So we've heard reports about trade between India and Russia being paid for by Indian rupees. Similar kinds of talks are between China and Russia as well. Of course, both India and China are under pressure on these matters, but uh, there are major implications to the mode of payments and the outlook, in particular for Europe, which could be extremely recessionary if the Russians, in fact, threaten to cut back on their gas supplies, for instance.
Tarek, I don't have a lot of time left, but I do want to ask you if we've actually seen in the energy markets countries not honoring current contracts, because the Russian president is saying that if these quote unquote unfriendly Western countries, if they don't pay in Russian rubles, we're going to be cutting off our gas. Europe receives 40% of its gas from Russia. We're obviously in a standoff. How do you see this playing out?
This is pretty much a poker game we're talking about. After President Putin announced his plans for payments to be made in rubles, he said that they are in the early stages of making practical steps. The Europeans have replied saying that you cannot unilaterally change commercial terms, but certainly we are in an area and space where many of these issues will go right to the edge,
Okay.
and we can only wait and see.
Tilak Doshi, thank you very much for joining us here on TRT World. I do appreciate the analysis.